All right, so just going to take a quick second here, and I'm going to do a little bit of preaching. If you want to talk about insurrection, if you want to talk about hypocrisy and so on, why don't you look at the left? What has the left been saying and doing for, I don't know, how long now? 4 years. 4 years they've been literally performing a coup, an actual coup. Russia hoax, trying to impeach over nothing, trying to impeach over garbage. You want to talk about a coup? Talk about the, what do you call that? Enabling and cheering on the riots that happened over the last year. Literally, Congress people sitting there going, go out and attack people. Congress people saying, go out and harass people, go to their homes, go to their restaurants, go to their places of business. What about when Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, and a whole bunch of other people sat there and said, yay, by any means necessary, bam, right? I remember going down to Berkeley and having tens of thousands of Antifa and Black Lives Matter supporters trying to literally kill, just a handful of people. Tens of thousands of people going to Boston to kill 13 people, literally, to kill them. They weren't going there just to stand up against them, because we've seen that. We have seen what they do for the last 4+ years. The whole reason there's a patriot movement right now is because people were standing in line to go see the person that they wanted to support for president, and they were getting beat up literally just standing in line. So you want to talk about a coup, you want to talk about hypocrisy, you want to talk about, oh gosh, people stormed the Capitol building. There's a million different reasons why people are angry enough that they would go out and do something stupid like storming the Capitol building. Millions of reasons. And so many of them are the fact that the left has been sitting there calling them white supremacists. They've been calling them racist. They've been calling them Nazis. They've been saying that half of the population in this country are Nazis simply because they supported Donald Trump for president. Now, I don't necessarily agree with everything that Donald Trump has done. I don't necessarily agree with everything Donald Trump has said. And you know what? You don't even have to like him as a person. I don't necessarily like him as a person. He's a narcissist. But you have to admit that he's done some amazingly great things for this country. And I can do that. I don't agree with how he handled the election. That is my personal opinion. You don't have to like it. Good for you. I don't have to like everybody else's opinion. We have the ability, the wonderful thing about free speech is that we have the ability to put our opinions out there. We have the ability to speak, and then other people can speak as well. That is why censorship and so on is so absolutely, what is that word? Fascist. Yes, fascist. Sitting there blocking people's free speech who throw out an idea, and it gives it the ability to argue the idea. It's simple, but don't sit there and act like a bunch of hypocrites when you've been sitting there cheering on Antifa and cheering on Black Lives Matter, burning cities to the ground, attacking police officers, attacking National Guard units, attacking ICE. People were walking around and going up and trying to blow up ICE buildings, and that shit was cheered on. That was cheered on by not only the media, because remember these things? Remember these little words right here? Where in the Constitution does it say that a protest has to be peaceful? That was the media, people. The media said that it doesn't need to be a peaceful protest. As a matter of fact, it kind of does. The First Amendment of the United States says the right of the people to, well, peaceably assemble. I mean, that's really what it is. To peaceably assemble. Done deal. And yeah, so instead of sitting there crying and complaining about how a bunch of conservatives sat there and invaded the Capitol building, which everybody, not everybody, but the vast majority of people agree that that was a bad thing to do, sit there and go, why? Why did they do it? Why could they possibly have done it? The reason they did it is very clear as day. Because the left is a bunch of hypocrites. The left is a bunch of lying pieces of garbage hypocrites that want to bring complete fascism to this country, who want to shut down any form of free speech. And if you want any more evidence, any more possible evidence of them doing exactly what I just said, look at Parler. Look what they did to Parler. A legit, coordinated effort to shut down the only platform out there that is worth a damn that conservatives use. And don't tell me it wasn't, because how did it start? We started talking about it, right? Started talking about it on social media. We don't like that. Then Google, oligarch number one, owns the internet. Without Google, the internet doesn't exist. The internet cannot exist without Google. So let's just talk about Google for a second. Google goes, we don't like it. We're going to take it off of our Play Store. What happened next? Apple. The other guys that sit there and go, we own, pretty much everything. So Google and Apple, pretty much all cell phones. Nobody uses a Microsoft cell phone. Nobody. And then guess what? The number three biggest, people out there, Amazon goes, we're going to take them off too. This all happened in a matter of 36 hours. 36 Hours Parlor, the only alternative to Facebook, the only alternative to YouTube. Well, actually, they're not really alternative to YouTube, but Twitter, gone. The only other social media platform that conservatives can use, completely taken off. And why? But why do they say this? Because it incites violence. Twitter incites violence. The Ayatollah of Iran can be on Twitter. The Chinese Communist Party can be on Twitter. The Ayatollah just said death to America how long ago? Don't worry though, Twitter took it down after everybody pointed it out. But it was on there forever. Hashtag kill Pence, or hang Pence, that was trending. Not just for a minute, not just for an hour, but for a long time. That was totally okay. You want to talk about inciting riots, inciting violence, inciting insurrection? There are still tweets up today, that have been put out for the last 4 or 5 years by Congress people that are still up. People are retweeting them now, and they're sitting there going, hey, Twitter, why didn't you take this down? Open your eyes. The reason people stormed the Capitol building is because they are pissed off. They are pissed off at being considered second-class citizens. They are pissed off at being censored. They are pissed off being told that they're what they're not. They are pissed off at being called Nazis and white supremacists. Even the, like I said before in my live earlier, I have my company, my streaming company is half black and half white, and I'm a mutt. So I'm like the, whatever, deciding vote, whatever you want to call it, right? But my black streamers get called white supremacists, they get called Nazis, they get called fascists all the time. Way more than that. Because, you're supposed to be, all like PC and stuff now. But no, they get called Uncle Toms. They get called the N-word by the leftists. It's amazing. It is amazing to me, the ignorance that these people have. It is amazing how many stupid people there are. And you want to talk about, just one last little jab here to the left. If you are a leftist, you are not intelligent. It's a fact. Because if you had any ounce of intelligence or critical thinking skills whatsoever, you would already see this. You would be sitting there going, ooh, no, we shouldn't do that. Ooh, no, they can't be doing that. We shouldn't be taking away people's rights or their freedoms. I mean, the simple fact that people are out here yesterday and today they will be out here and they will be going, we're here for freedom. And don't worry, because people are going to be calling them fascists. But their whole purpose out here is to be talking about freedom, their Constitution. Do you know, and do you understand that the Constitution of the United States starts out with the words, the government shall not? That's the whole basis of the Constitution is government shall not. It is ensuring your rights. It is ensuring your rights as a human being that the government shall not abridge you of freedoms. It's common sense. It is common sense. It is basic common sense. And the simple fact that there's so many leftists out here, like this Shiloh idiot that says Chud's so mad. I mean, there is no amount of truth or reality that will change these people into being decent human beings who actually care about freedom whatsoever. So that's all I have to say. Yes, I'm irritated. Yes, I'm angry at so much ignorance. There is just so much ignorance in this world. And there's nothing really that makes me any more angry than ignorance besides hypocrisy. And if you look at the left, all they are is ignorant hypocrites. Thank you guys for listening. We'll get back to the show, to the regular scheduled show.